Welcome back. Remember how I said there wasn't one exact formula or template to follow when conducting retrospectives? That's because every team learns, adapts, and grows differently. In this video, we'll talk about how to conduct a retrospective. Different situations call for different tactics, and when it comes to receiving potentially sensitive feedback, it's best to consider your team's needs. There are a couple of things to keep in mind before you begin a retrospective. First, you'll want to maintain a positive tone throughout the process. Remember, even if there are some tough conversations, the objective of a retrospective is to encourage improvements, which prepare you for future projects. In general, the retrospective should be considered a positive experience, where team members feel comfortable sharing their feedback. Next, you may need to be considerate of teams outside of your own. If there are other teams you partner with regularly, they'll need to be involved in the retrospective as well. For instance, some adjacent teams that were part of the project may feel like they want to voice an opinion about the struggle to maintain communication between teams. If they choose not to be involved in the retrospective, you'll at least want to share your findings with them. After all, smoothing cross-team interactions and deliverable handoffs is a frequent topic of discussion in retrospectives. As previously mentioned, you can use various props and tools to conduct your retrospective. Here's an example of what a retrospective might entail. As you'll notice, it's pretty extensive and includes a lot of opportunity for details. You'll want to encourage as much feedback as possible from your team. This retrospective template is a standard document with room for project managers to fill out and discuss with their teams and use it to guide the conversations. Go over the chain of events in the same way that they happened in real time. What happened during the planning stage? What could have gone better? Where did your team get lucky? How about during the execution stage? As you do that, fill out the lessons learned section, which is a space for you to elaborate on things you could do differently the next time around. This is a space to include which risks materialized during your project. Was there a large gap between the original plan and its execution? How did the team feel about it? Maybe several of your project team members commented on the fact that the website launch didn't meet the original deadline. Because of this, sales team members didn't hit their numbers that month. The marketing department had to change the date on several pieces of content and ads, and the sponsor had to answer to investors who were eager to view the website. Team members are upset now because if you had prioritized the website's completion and spent less time on less important tasks, this may have been avoided. It's difficult feedback, but it's pertinent for future successes to consider why this risk materialized. Next time, you'll make sure to prioritize a task with so many dependencies. Now that you've gone over how everything went, build a better future for your team by filling out the remaining tables. The first one is action items, and we'll address the question, what actions should we take as a result of our lessons learned? You'll start on the left-hand side with the action item you want to address, then make your way through the cells to the right as you include information like type, as in is this a tool, a process, a team, or something else? Owner, who will own this action item? And relative links, consider where we're tracking this item. The next table is all about future considerations. Are there any risks that could become issues if not addressed in the next quarter? Do you need to pass off ownership of this project to someone else? Include those and make sure to fill out the other cells, including type. Is this a process, a team, or something else? Contact. Who can be our resource on this procedure if we need to reference it later? And again, any links that may seem relevant to this topic. That could be relevant documentation if you're passing the project off, or it may be a risk register from your project. And there you have it. Now I showed you a pretty standard retrospective as you'd fill it out, but if you feel like your team needs something a little more interactive, feel free to have fun with it. The way you gather this information from your team can be more innovative than just a list. You can use color coding, sticky notes, columns with emojis, and anything else you feel will suit your team and keep them engaged. Whatever you do, make sure you carry the lessons learned into your next projects. In the next video, we'll recap all of our own lessons learned from this module. Meet you there.